fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Ultra Action figure for Ultraman Omega Valgenes armor. I have to say, I think this armor looks really cool. Now, with the previous armor set, you were able to kind of switch the pieces in and out. I don't believe that's going to be the case with this one, because this is a figure solely dedicated to the Valgenes armor. But you can see we actually get some interchangeable hands, which is really cool. I like that they've gotten away from the like two sets of fingers hands that I've always hated because they don't really grab the accessories very well. I mean, back in the day, we didn't even get accessories for the Ultra Action figure line. So this has really come a long way. We're getting interchangeable hands. We're getting an accessory here. I'm pretty excited for the direction that this line has gone in. But yeah, taking a look at the back here just kind of shows a couple different poses, boasts 22 points of articulation. I think this one's going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead, get him out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here is the figure out of the packaging. I think he looks great. They've done a really nice job with this. Not really that much in terms of paint applications on the back, but I don't know that he necessarily needs it. I appreciate that the, gold plastic piece was extended onto the back so that that completes that look. Head sculpt, pretty good, pretty basic, but I do like the kind of cool flaming crest that he's got going on here. Head is on a ball joint, so it can look down, it can look up, turn side to side, even tilt side to side ever so slightly. Unfortunately, the shoulder pads do kind of limit the out to the side movement for the arms, but you can still completely spin all the way around, which is nice. You have a bicep swivel, 90 degrees there in the elbow. The wrist can move side to side, and he does have multiple different hands, so we'll check that out in a little bit. He has a really nice ball joint in the diaphragm, which is something they've started doing now, and I really appreciate it. I think that works really well. Still don't have a dedicated thigh cup, but you do have a little bit of movement in and out here, so you can kind of simulate that, but otherwise the hips can kick really nicely out to the side and really far forward, so I appreciate that. Got a little bit over 90 there in the knee, and then you have a ball joint down here for the ankle. So I think these have really come a long way in terms of the amount of articulation that they now have, and I think he looks really sharp. You have the gold plastic with the silver paint and a little bit of maroon paint there, and all that works really well. You have this little bit of kind of a darker gunmetal gray here on the forearm. That looks really sharp. Silver paint on the legs and the chest all looks good. All in all, it's just a good looking figure. I think they've done a really nice job. Now, in terms of accessories, he does have the staff. And you can kind of see like the Valgenes pieces where he is transformed. You have the head and the chest down here, and then the wings and the like part of the spear and the body up here for the kind of, it's a spear, but kind of a trident feel to it, but really nice molded in detail. I'm sure if someone who is creative out there wanted to give this like a black wash, it would really bring out a lot of that detail and make it look even better, but I'm pretty happy with it as is. It's a really nice size, just about as tall as he is. I think that works. Now in the box, he comes with a closed fist set of hands, as you can see, but he also has a gripping set of hands, so you can put the staff in either hand or have him use both hands to hold it. You also have kind of a like posing hand, but also like he does that thing where he kind of reaches out like he's going to grab onto his target. So you can recreate that with either hand here. And then he also has like a Kosen set of hands. So if you want to have him firing a beam, you can use these hands to recreate that, which I think is pretty cool. So very simple. You can just pop these out. They're just on little ball joints. And so I will go ahead and pop in one of the gripping hands. There we go. And then let's see, for this hand, I'll give him, it's kind of a crazy loud snap, but sometimes it makes me a little worried that I'm going to break something, but I'm sure it's fine. So pop this in here. There we go. So then let's see, we'll give him the staff in this hand. There we go. Holds onto it very nice, very snug. Appreciate that. And then maybe have him kind of posed something like that. I'm not great at posing action figures, but I feel like that's extending out pretty far. It looks a little weird, but I can change it. Maybe something like this. like I said, I'm not the best at posing action figures, but there we go. Get him to stand. So I think it's cool. You have a lot of options. You can do different things. If you wanted him to, grab a hold of the staff with both hands, we can pop this out and try the other gripping hand. And then we could definitely do something like this, or maybe I bring this up here and then have this hand grab onto the other end. And you could easily do something like that. So pretty cool. I like it. I really appreciate the way that they've changed the hands up, because that was like a major point of contention for me. I really did not like those weird gripping hands. You couldn't really do like proper Kosen poses, and you couldn't like have him really hold on to accessories well. By doing the interchangeable hands now, you can definitely pull off all those things much better. And I like this quite a bit. I'm so glad they finally made the leap. If they give us like full dedicated thigh swivels now, I think these would be pretty much perfect figures. That's the only thing that's really lacking for me. It's not a huge problem, but just one of those things that I don't know why they seem so resistant to it. But yeah, it's a good looking figure. Honestly, I like this quite a bit. You don't have to worry about any of the armor bits falling off or anything, because it's not meant to be interchangeable. So you can just get a really nice solid figure, pose it up, and have it on your shelf. So yeah, definitely recommend this one. If you've been following Omega at all, I think this is definitely one to add to your collection. I mean, at this point, I think he's had 2 action figure releases. One was the set that had his base form, and then obviously the armor for Valgenes and Trigon, and now you have this final form. And I think that's kind of it. I mean, we've kind of seen this thing now where they don't do a ton of action figures for Ultraman. I think last year we only saw like 2 or 3 for Arc. I think he also had an interchangeable armor set, and then there was kind of like the, what would you call it? Ethereal form? I don't know. He was kind of translucent, but then he came with the Galaxy armor, and you could put that armor on the first figure as well. And I think even Blazer only had like the base form, and then he had one form change the whole show. So they've kind of gotten into this trend now where they're doing less figures, but they're higher quality. And so I kind of feel like that's fine, because I don't really need... The only other thing I think they could even do Ultra action figures for is maybe the 3 Kaiju with Valgenes, Trigon, and Valgenes. So they could do action figures for those, but I think they want you to buy the DX versions because they kind of scale. Kind of. So I don't know. Those are probably the only other things I could even think of for them to do. I mean, I guess they could... There's a couple like notable monsters. He did fight that like dark version... I can't remember the name of the alien race, but the guy who had Valgenes before Ultraman got it. And they could make a figure of him, maybe, but it doesn't seem like they want to branch out that much. They're kind of keeping it close-knit, 1, 2, maybe 3 solid figures a year. I'm okay with it. It's easy on the wallet. So yeah, definitely recommend checking this one out. I like it quite a bit. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.